Ever since I was an embryo, waiting to shape up and ship out. Something in my brain said, wake up and kick out. Berta and Wayne stayed up and flipped out. Cause when I came, I was draped up, tripped out.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Sparring Minds, y'all. I'm Hightower.
How you doing? My name is Sam Little, Mr. Maritime.
Mr. Chef, Mr. Main Topic.
You already know, man. Charlie Hustle, a.k.a. Charles Jones.
So you know we had to start the show off with a Luda song that we didn't hear last night.
Salute to Luda, man. He put on a show last night.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He spared him.
Man, we gonna talk about your pick, Nelly, or what we gonna do?
No, I'm 0-2 the last 2 weeks, man. I'm 0-2. Actually, I might be 0-3 dating back to Babyface.
Teddy.
I picked Teddy. Don't come at me and ask me to pick the versus battle because I'm over 3 right now. So yeah, I'm not the one.
Nelly played some shit, fam. I never even heard of one of those songs. Like, what is he playing?
It was just so frustrating to hear like the order in which like he picked the songs that he decided to play. Like when he started pulling the heat out, he was already down like 4 joints already. You know what I'm saying? Like you pulling Dilemma and that stuff out now, like he's done it. He wiped you out. You know what I mean? And he didn't even play the song that we just intro. You know what I'm saying? Like he left that off, which is a heat on top of that.
Yeah.
That's like I was telling y'all, man. Nelly was reacting. Luda was in the driver's seat all night.
Yeah.
Nelly was like, "Oh, he's playing that. Okay, now I gotta scramble to find something to compete with that joint." But Luda was in cruise control all night.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like halfway through, I felt like we kind of overrated this. Yo, no, Luda went on like a 5-song run.
I didn't overrate this. I told you this was gonna be some bullshit. Not I. Y'all don't listen to me though. But okay, it's fine. But go ahead, Charles. Go ahead. Speak.
Fuck this topic, man. Fuck this. I don't want to talk about this shit no more.
Nelly didn't play his heaters, man. Nelly messed that up on his own.
He didn't play number one.
He didn't play his heaters. Nelly had heaters. He didn't play them.
He's horrible.
He didn't play it out. He didn't think this thing through. And then with all stuff going on with his Wi-Fi and all this shit, he was thrown off, man. You know what I'm saying? Luda sitting there cooling the other side of the pillow. You know what I mean? Just cranking out hits. When Nelly's going out, Ludacris is playing joints that he could have played during the battle. He's playing while Nelly's waiting to set back up.
Yeah.
That was heaters too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, Luda narrated that whole thing very perfectly. When Nelly kept fucking up, Luda just kept playing more and more shit. The best thing Nelly did all night was pick up his diamond plaque. That's the best thing he did all night. You know, and he performed for the girls. He danced a little bit, took off his clothes a little bit. That was it. That's the best he did all night. That's the best.
The funny thing about that is, I'm not sure if y'all peeped the comment last night during the watch party, but I typed in the comment about how sales shouldn't measure how good an artist is. Because he kept throwing up his awards and all this other stuff. I'm like, are dudes really playing Nelly in 2020?
Yeah, Nelly's the definition of that.
You know what I mean? Like, dudes ain't this stuff. A lot of this stuff doesn't have replayability. You know what I mean? Like, Luda was playing stuff, and it was like, yo, that was a moment, and like, it makes you want to go back and maybe pull out an album or something and rock out. But Nelly was all over the place, and it was like, you know what? That's why I didn't listen to it then, because it was weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I never liked Pimp Juice, so I don't know what the floor was about that joint.
I fucking love that song. But also, what you skipping over was, I think Luda started to shut that shit down when he started playing those features. Luda's features are incredible. He's probably top 5 in terms of feature work.
Yeah. I think the difference between the two is like one's respected on accolades and the other's respected on skill.
Well, I think going in the battle, I don't think that was really a debate. I don't think the better lyricist.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't a debate.
Yeah,
No,
that was
it wasn't a
never a
debate.
question. We all know Ludacris is the better lyricist. The thing that I went with was I said, well, okay, Nelly has made bigger records than him. At least I thought, right? But Nelly didn't play those big records that he did, and by the time he did, it was too late. He didn't play them. He started, you know what I mean? Like he went so many other places. I'm like, okay, when he threw on the Rock the Mic remix, I'm like, all right, okay, maybe he's about to start. He gonna go on a little something, but he never played like he didn't play his heaters. And once
But that's what I mean.
Like,
he was reacting to Luda.
Yeah,
He only played Rock the Mic because Luda played Made You Look.
Oh, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Otherwise,
that was it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was on Twitter. Yes, I was on Twitter earlier today, and cats didn't even know there was a Rock the Mic remix.
See what I'm saying? And that just tells you what Nelly is.
See?
You know, I saw something else also on Facebook where somebody was saying maybe we should really start questioning the versus battles entirely because they're having way too many fuck ups, way too many audio problems for this to still be a viable. You know what I mean? After Teddy Riley, niggas should have no audio problems. Now I get it, it's weather, I understand it. That's just a turnoff.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, I guess in his case, you can give him a pass because of the weather. But yeah, I think he definitely took the torch from Teddy. Because Teddy was even in the comments laughing.
See?
He was like,
it's not as easy as you think, you bitch.
The only difference is with them two is that Nelly wasn't doing the most like Teddy was. Teddy was doing Teddy had a dancer with him in the studio, and you know he had a band, and you know what I'm saying, jugglers and all that crazy, like you know what I mean. Teddy wild out, dog. Teddy wild out too much. You know, Nelly was showing his plaques and stuff like that, but whoever helped him put his song list together of songs he should play in the battle, they need to be fired, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
he didn't have nobody helping with that. I feel like he just kind of freestyled.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
He was against the ropes all night.
Yeah, because when Ludacris came out to Welcome to Atlanta, that was his first record.
Yeah.
Out the gate, right? But like then Nelly went on a nice little run to me because I had Nelly up after 5 songs. I had Nelly up at least 3-2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then again, it was close. And then Ludacris just, as it started to get towards the end of the first round, Ludacris just said, "All right, enough of this shit."
Yep.
I think me and you both had it like 7-5. That shit was close.
It was close. And then Ludacris it just wasn't, big flexing.
He rocked him to sleep last night, man.
Big flexing.
Shout those guys, man. It was great. It's great battle.
Yep. There's talk about another few of them. Snoop's trying to get involved. I think we talked about that already. They're talking about Usher and
Chris Brown
or Timberlake, Bone Thugs and 3-6 are still on the agenda sometime. What else? That might be it for now, right?
No, I saw LL and Ice Cube.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
I saw LL and Ice Cube.
Ice Cube?
I didn't see that, but that'll be a nice one.
I saw LL and Ice Cube.
That's different, but
that's different. Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick. Last night, Luda and Nelly did 400,000. Ice Cube, LL. How many they did?
Oh, they're wrecking the fucking internet.
Nah, it's probably about the same.
400?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is going to be curiosity because Ice-T is before our time, most of his stuff.
Q.
So a lot of cats are going to be like, you saw Q?
Yeah, Q, not T.
I thought someone said T. Well, then I think it's going to be the same then.
Oh, so same 400?
I think it's going to be still same 400.
Nah, I'm going up higher. I'm like, they're probably going to double it. You got the old heads now jumping in this.
That's true.
You got the young kids.
But the old heads on Instagram?
You probably going to get the young kids in there because they're curious to see, some of this stuff. But you're going to get the old heads in here now. I think they got a bigger fan base than Nelly and Luda. That's all to it. I think they're gonna be up. They're gonna be 600 plus.
Easily. They're definitely gonna be more than Nelly and Ludacris.
I mean, shit. LL's an actor now. I mean, not that Ludacris isn't, but LL's on all the time.
So it's Cube.
Cube
was actually on live before. He was actually on live before that battle started, and he was going through like some of his joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was dope.
Live. So LL and Cube, that's a good one.
But see, again, it comes down to song selection. It can go one way real quick.
Yeah.
It possibly, maybe.
Yeah, depending on what type of how they feeling, because Cube don't have the lady type of records that LL.
Nah, not even close.
Yeah.
LL don't have all of the hardcore type of material that Cube has.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Cube got some. I mean, LL got some hardcore joints, but nothing like Cube. You know what I mean? So
his hardcore stuff was earlier in his career.
Yeah, that I'm bad and all that.
Yeah,
you know,
he dropped out
the NWA stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, LL could go to that 4-3-2-1. You know what I'm saying? He can go to that Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he got some heaters now. He could throw out there too. You know, would definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
If you had to pick right now, who'd you pick between them?
Gun to my head. I might be dead. I don't know. Shit. Yeah, I couldn't even. That's tough because I love both of them. So that would be tough. I could not answer that.
I love both. I love both, but LL's gonna knock this out the box. I mean, you know, it's a home run for him. That's how I look at it. I mean, because of the type of rap Cube does, that's going to be the biggest difference. The type of rap. LL's loved by everybody. Cube was only loved by them hardcore, you know, the hardcore fans that like rap, but, you know, a lot of street niggas, you know, stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I definitely see LL. I mean, we'll talk. It's the reason why we thought Nelly was going to win. He got so many number one, right?
Right,
so much stuff that the females, that the mainstream public would love, you would assume that, you know, he could run off 20 rather easily.
Yes. Who thought Nelly was winning?
No, I thought it was going to be a competition because Nelly had at least 8-9 hits he could have played number ones. That he just, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason he didn't play. So I think LL will play those.
But I think LL wins with B-sides. Like, his catalog is that deep. Not to say Cube isn't, but
Cube's again. You're talking features as well as just album cuts, and so you're talking about America's Most Wanted, Death Certificate.
About
classics.
And you're talking about the NWA joints.
West Side. Yep, he definitely got joints.
West Side Connection.
No, he got tons.
Like,
he fuck around and play No Vaseline.
He could.
You know what I mean? To start the battle out or end the battle. Oh shit! It could go anywhere.
He could.
That'll be a great one. I'm all in for that one.
Word.
All in for that one.
You know, so we'll see, man. Hopefully, as hip hop fans, we get our wish and get that, because that would be super duper dope. Definitely.
You guys ready to crown me king now? What's up?
Here we go.
Yeah. Go ahead and bask in a little bit of glory you got, nigga. Go ahead. You got all that shine right now. You take advantage.
All High Tower Finals. I feel you, bro.
High Tower Invitational. Miss Lauryn Hill X Factor.
So Lauryn Hill wins the chip, huh?
She was a low seed. Cinderella story.
So we've officially crowned, the Sparring Minds has officially crowned Lauryn Hill as their official heartbreak song maker of the 90s. That's what we've done here.
The X Factor. X Factor.
X Factor. Yeah. Look at the title.
Disgrace.
I'm surprised she beat Mary.
I was too. I was.
Because Mary was cleaning house up until that point.
anybody with ears was surprised she beat Mary. Well, salute to
Fans
that.
don't know
Salute
what
to your
they're doing.
victory.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We
Thank
got
you.
we got a new tournament coming up for the fans to get involved with, right?
Yeah, it's what was it? 90s hip hop group.
Best 90s hip hop group.
Best hip hop 90s group song. So
Yeah. So with
we'll
this,
start seeing those roll out this week.
yeah, this tournament we each took 8 songs, right? 8 of our personal favorite joints. We got a total field of 32. In the past, it's been 16 songs. So this time we got a total field of 32. I mean, these are the best cuts from your favorite groups like EPMD, you know, The Locks, NWA. We got all these kind of songs in here mixed up. We're gonna run another tournament out here for y'all, so it's gonna be a classic again. So y'all get those votes in. We're gonna get that up about 12 o'clock here today.
Yep.
Y'all got some time to get those votes in, and again, I'm gonna put my initials next to the one you should be picking. That way, no confusion like there's been in votes.
I think they'll know. You ain't got to do all that.
Get the fuck out of here, Ed.
It'll
E40
be all right.
Click will be in there. You heard me?
Definitely. You got that label already next to you where I already know, okay, those are Charles songs. All right, cool. So those are the ones we want to vote against right there. Those are definitely.
Absolutely. I
We
need
want to
those.
vote against all Charles songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already got that in the group. So,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
I look forward to that one. That should be a good time.
Definitely should be a good time. No question.
So we have some other congratulatory messages in order. Your boy Charlie Hustle just released his second book, Aftermath. I didn't get my copy yet, but I'm waiting on it. It's on the way. We ordered ours this morning.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing it, man, and catching up on it because the first one was crazy.
I'm just trying to give y'all something to be proud of. Man. It's a tremendous team effort. You know, y'all supporting me is crazy. I couldn't be more happy, couldn't be more proud of the work we're doing right now. So hopefully I can give everybody in the community something to read and take their mind off of down times and give me something that's entertaining. You know what I mean? So salute to the city for supporting me.
Word up. How could they get the book and everything?
Yeah, right now it just launched this morning at 8 o'clock this morning on Amazon. So y'all go to Amazon.com, obviously. You can just type in Love of a Lifetime, Charles Jones, and it'll pop right up. The Beginnings is there. Aftermath is there. You got the ebook versions, you got the paper versions. Cop whichever one's convenient for you. You know, I made a post this morning on my personal page on Facebook. I was talking about just kind of how sales and how that stuff works. Because last year we released Beginnings, it's #1 on Amazon's literature, which is a pretty big deal for me. You know what I mean? So this year we're trying to go back to back and hit that same #1 spot, kind of represent the city right. And just to give you some numbers, you know, I don't want to bog you down too much on the numbers. So, like your regular fiction writer, when they put a project out over the lifetime of that project, it sells 250 copies, which, you know, may be a lot, maybe a little compared to what the writer is. J.K. Rowling obviously sells millions of copies, right? Your average writer sells 250 lifetime, right? And then for urban fiction writers like myself, independent writers, you know, we do most of the stuff ourselves. They sell a lifetime of that copy. They sell 95 of that edition of that book, right? Well, Love of a Lifetime, Aftermath, since 8 o'clock this morning, we're at 71 copies sold today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
wow. Incredible, man.
That's what's up.
Crazy.
That's what's up. That's a lot of love right there.
617, they've been behind me on this and pushing it. So, like I said, I couldn't be more happy about that. And so we're gonna try to shatter some records. We're gonna try to make some #1 lists. And you know, thanks to y'all, thanks to everybody who's just been supporting the project, man. It's incredible. It's crazy. All the shit I talk, y'all still support me. It's amazing.
Only because of the wife.
Yeah.
Shout out to Faye.
Yeah. So,
Shout out to Queen B.
yeah, so y'all go pick that up, man, so we can celebrate. We're gonna pop bottles. I'm gonna bring the wife up to Boston again, like we did from the beginnings. We'll meet at a bar. We'll all go have a good time and celebrate the success of it. So appreciate that love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Big deal. Big deal.
Yes, sir.
So, as anything with life, you gotta take the good with the bad, and we got the good out the way. But Boosie Badass, man.
Oh shit, that's my guy.
Yo, I mean, we can get into this later, man, but yo, the stuff he's on lately, yo, it's too much for me, man. It's too much for me.
So talk to me about this. And just so y'all clear, we're not doing this today. This is gonna be exclusive content. You're gonna have to go to YouTube, the Sparring Minds page. We're gonna get that up real soon, and that's where you're gonna find this. You're not gonna find this nowhere else. You're not gonna find Sparring Minds talking about Boosie nowhere else but YouTube. That's exclusive content. But I do want to ask a quick question about this, right? So, if your child is doing something that may or may not, I gotta tread lightly, right? Like y'all yelled at me in the pre-show, like, look, be easy on this, right? So you, in any case with a child, 12 to 17 years old, parental supervision on anything is important. We all can agree on that, right?
Yep.
And the job as the parent for any child between 12 and 17 especially is to provide them accurate guidance on what they should be expecting when they become an adult, right? And how the things that they're doing today could affect their future. That's our role, correct? 12 to 17?
Yep.
Y'all agree with me? Like, I'm not saying nothing outlandish, right?
No, go ahead.
If your kid at 15 said, yo, Dad, I want to smoke weed, blah, blah, blah. I've been sneaking and doing it at the school anyway, right? You'd be like, nah, yo, son, like, come to the crib. You can smoke here with me as long as you smoke here only. So the controlled environment, let me see what you're smoking and make sure it's not laced with nothing. Let me show you the right way. You're okay with that, correct?
Not at all.
I am.
Yeah, of course you are, because that's common sense, right? So you know your child is going to do it anyway. It's best that you have some parental guidance to show them to make sure they don't get into additional crazy shit. Just makes sense.
That's fair.
Right?
Absolutely.
When we do this episode, I'm gonna talk to you about why that same logic needs to apply to what we're talking about what Boosie is doing sexually. The exact same logic.
All right.
So we'll dig into that. Y'all tune in, man. YouTube. It's gonna be our debut. That's what we're gonna come with on YouTube.
It's horrible.
Y'all holler at us, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Of content.
To be continued.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll have the audio up on the Apple and Spotify soon. So just be patient with us. We're working on it. It's coming.
Y'all growing with us, man. What's a
Yeah,
growing product?
sure.
We're bringing y'all for the ride. So we'll stay tuned. Buckle up.
So what else we got, brothers?
I gotta ask Chuck, man. And
real quick.
Holla at me.
The end of The Last Dance is coming up. Yeah,
This is the
right.
end of it?
Forgot about that.
last two episodes, I believe. These last two, I believe this is 9 and 10. 9 and 10. Coming up.
What are they getting into? What's the topic?
Oh my God. What is it's so much to impact. I believe in one episode tonight they're gonna touch more on the whole thing of the Rockets and the Bulls matchup, the hypotheticals of if that would have ever happened. I believe that's one part that they're gonna talk about. And I mean, I think the Utah thing, because they kind of go from like the 90s, the late after the end of the first run, in the time when Jordan was doing baseball and all that stuff, and then kind of go back to 98. But I believe the part about the Rockets and the Bulls, hypotheticals, if they would have matched up, is going to be one part into it. So
I know Mike gonna talk his shit, but he didn't want nothing to do with Akeem in those years.
I mean, I definitely don't think the Bulls would have wiped him either, for the simple fact that the Bulls during their championship run, during any of the even the 6 years or the 6 times they went to the finals, they have never faced a center in the finals like Akeem Olajuwon. So I feel like that's definitely something that's a difference, man. It's different guarding Kevin Duckworth and Vlade Divac and West.
Wait.
Mark West.
But that Blazer team was stacked though.
Center. We're talking about center.
It was stacked everywhere except for center.
But yeah,
Kevin Duckworth is not like Akeem Olajuwon.
No, they're not. But the thing is, leading up until that, they still had to face good centers.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, the sub, but you're changing the narrative. We're just talking about in the finals.
Yeah, but still, I know what you're saying.
In the finals.
Okay, so that's just like saying the Dream, Kenny Smith, Vern, Mad Max, and all them. They never faced Jordan. They never faced Pippen. I mean,
in the finals they didn't.
I know, but I mean, like, well, what are you saying? Like, are you saying like Rockets could have possibly won?
No, the conversation in the documentary goes to the 2 years in which Jordan retired and wasn't there, that the Rockets won the 2 championships during that time. So the big debate always has been, well, what would have been like if they would have matched up in the finals. That's all it is.
It'll probably have been like the regular season.
Huh?
It would have probably been like whatever the regular season was. They still had to face each other during the regular season.
They did. And Houston had a good record against them in the regular season during those times. Houston had good records.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now obviously playoffs and finals are different level. The competition level is much higher and much more intense. So yeah, it's all hypotheticals, and it's all a guessing game of what we think it would happen. We're just saying in the finals, looking at the centers the Bulls faced, 91 it was Divac, 92 was Duckworth, 93 the Sun center was Mark West. You know what I mean? Like 96 when they came back, Benoit Benjamin or Sam Perkins was a center of the Sonics, and then Ulster tagged the 2 years they played.
Nah, it was Irvin Johnson.
Irvin Johnson in Seattle.
Yeah, Irvin Johnson.
Irvin Johnson. Yes, but Sam Perkins was on that team too. So Benoit Benjamin is way ahead. That's Sean Kemp days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that'd be interesting. I want to see that. I think it's gonna be a good episode. So which one's the episode? Y'all think Houston would have beat him?
I'm never gonna bet against Jordan, right? But I definitely believe that might have been the one time where the series went 7 games as opposed to 6 games like the preview. You know what I mean? They never faced a center like that. So that would have been just like, is Phil gonna play him straight up? Because we're talking about the championship from the first 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, it'd have been good, the hypothetical,
Yeah. But, I'm interested to see how they spin it.
Yeah.
It's been good though. But last dance. This is it tonight. So it should be a good one.
So yeah, that's the last dance. By the time we air this episode, the last dance would have played the night before. So we'll go on the post. We'll jump on the watch group, and we'll talk about that a little something else, so we can be up to date. But yeah, it's gonna be a good watch. The whole series has been great, so I'm excited.
No question.
Got to catch up on episodes. I think I missed one of them last week.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to catch that one before the new one starts tonight.
Which one? When Jordan took Horace Grant's cornbread?
Maybe that's the one.
Might have been.
Let me I gotta ask Chuck I want to hit y'all with. So we're gonna do that real quick.
All right.
So I'll just read it and we'll go from there. So I've been in a relationship for almost 3 years. Now this is a woman writer. I've been in a relationship for almost 3 years. The man is great, handsome, and very hard working. He's been in landscaping for as long as I know him. So mowing lawns, he's doing that kind of stuff. We assume that's a cash business, something like that, right? 2 months ago, I decided to move forward on the process of getting us an apartment. To my surprise, the landlord rejected my application and said that my man's social security number came back with a felony conviction. I'm totally stunned and don't know what to do next. I haven't brought this to his attention until I think this through. What should I do here next? So, Sammy, I'll start with you. What advice would you give the young lady moving forward?
3 years or 3 months?
3 years they've been together.
They've been together for 3 years.
Yeah. 2 months ago, she applied for the apartment.
Whew. My advice probably would be that, well, she has to go back and speak. If this is the guy she wants to be with, she has to go back and she has to speak with him. She has to confront him about what the findings were. I mean, she can't bullshit around it. Figure out what happened. And, you know, see if he comes out with whatever the truths were. If she can deal with it, whatever his faults were, okay, then stay with him. Other than that, you know, if it's something that's crazy, now she has to make a decision on, you know, leaving. Other than that, I really don't have anything. I mean, it's a tough situation. I think, you know, most situations, you kind of want to put all your faults out there early, but there are some things that you probably, and he probably wanted to keep to himself. He probably thought that was something that would never come up. I even have some that I thought would never even come up until I recently tried to get a job and I got turned down for it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, just speak to him, see if he comes out with it, and then move on from there.
Maine, what you think?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely she has to go in and bring the conversation to him right away. You know what I'm saying? No need to really hold back on that. I mean, just again, I think the wrong approach would be like wait until you're angry. You know what I'm saying? Like don't wait until you're not angry. Don't react the day that you hear the information, because how you come across, you know what I mean, could kind of make him defensive, and then he reacts in a manner, you know what I mean. But definitely confront him and definitely just ask him why. You know what I mean? Like if we've been together for so long, we've been talking, you know what I mean? Like you would think most people are having conversations about, you know, your past to a degree, not totally diving too deep, because depending on what you're asking and some things you may not want to know. But if you're skeptical, or if you feel like it's something that, you know, you should ask, then go ahead and talk about it. You know what I mean? But just tread lightly in the approach, how you do it. Just don't make the person like feel like they have to be so defensive and reacting towards you. Because what was the felony? You know, we don't know what it was. I mean, not that that matters, but I mean, that could play a part. How severe was the situation that happened? You know what I'm saying? Because unless it's something like, you know, something involving a child, you know what I'm saying? Like, or some rape or something to that degree, you know, that type of stuff is grounds for like severing ties. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, does she have a child or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, just again, approach him, but just tread lightly with how you approach it. I'm not sure that there's like, oh, yeah, this is tough. I'm not sure there's like an easy way to approach it. You know what I mean? It's hard altogether. But yeah, if this is someone that you plan on being with and that stuff, then yeah, you got to come forth out and just at that point just get everything out. You know, whatever it is, don't hold back on nothing. You know, at least from his once he's confronted. You know what I mean? But just find out the information and just process and go from there. Hi.
I'm torn on this. On the one hand, you know, what he did in the past should be, you know, his cross to bear. But I think the fine line with this one is his past is actually affecting these guys' potential future. I mean, sure, there's ways around getting, apartments without these credit checks, but nowadays that's usually the norm, where credit checks is going to be a thing that they gotta go through. But like Maine said, it's loaded because it comes down to what the felony was, and that's pretty much all it is. Like, you can't hold it against him for not being forthcoming, because I mean, yeah, he could have, but it's not the end of the world that he didn't. But it is good to know who you're dealing with based on those type of situations. But yeah, a conversation needs to be had. They need to put it on the table and say, hey, I try to go get you got to just be upfront. I try to get an apartment. We came back declined because, you have some things in your record, got to sort this out if we're going to try to get things going forward. At that point, do you ask what the felony is, or do you wait? I don't know. I feel like you probably need to get everything on the table and then decide, like, if it's worth proceeding forward in a relationship, because they always say don't ask questions you don't want the answers to, and if you get the answer you don't want, and you're not expecting that answer, it's going to throw you off, and now you're all over the place. So he definitely needs to have the conversation with him and say, listen, this is what's going on. This is why we got declined. Let's figure out what we can do to get past this. But in order to do that, I need to know what we're dealing with, I guess. You know what I mean?
I guess, so there's a couple of things red flags that jump out at me for this. So y'all help me walk through this, right? So I'm thinking about this from the standpoint of what women always say they want from a man, right? Well, and I'm reading this letter here, and she's hit a couple of them right off the bat. Great guy, he's handsome, very hardworking. Okay, right? So he's not some slouch that's on the couch, right? He's not some nigga, not an ugly nigga, not a fat nigga, not somebody that you've downgraded for. Sound like a good dude, that's a good candidate for a boyfriend, right? They've been together for 3 years. Obviously, he's treating her right.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's good to her, right? So I guess one of the questions was, you guys yelling me often about, yo, Chuck, you have to leave the past in the past and move forward, right? Y'all often say that to me, right? Well, this is a prime example of a guy who may have done something in his past, building a second chapter, and I know the females, they're gonna cook me again, right? Because Charles, we'll never talk about the chicks in the wrong here, right? What was she doing in the dating stage? What was y'all talking about, right? So in the dating stage, it should have been, hey, what the last 10 years of your life been like, right? I want to learn about that, right? Oh, well, I was a cell block G. That might be a note that you want to make, right? So shame on her for not making the correct note, right? Asking the right questions. That's the whole point of the dating period. Find out who you're getting in bed with, right? So that's that part, right? Secondly, another fault of the female, the letter says, 2 months ago, I decided to move forward on the process of getting us an apartment. Bitch, you didn't ask him. You just ran down to the office and filled out an application, put his name on it, and now you're surprised with the results. Had you asked him, he might have told you what this shit was from the gate. Said, nah, don't do that. We'll put my name on it. I might have had some situation. He might have came clean then. You see what I'm saying? Nah. Not all women. All women want to go down, make the decision for us, and then get mad when the results come back, right? So second fault on her. You should have asked them. Like, hey, baby, we're at a progression now. We're 3 years in. You're a good man. You look good. You're hardworking. We shouldn't have kicked the next step and try to get an apartment together. That conversation should have been had. Not just Tasha walking down to the office and filling out some paperwork. That don't work.
Yo, dog, listen.
Oh no, we're gonna continue to cook. We're gonna continue to cook this chick, right? Because she don't make good life decisions. So let's let the spatula. We're gonna flip her over and we're gonna continue to cook. Right? So here we go with some more.
Jesus.
3 years you've been with this nigga, right? Y'all ain't never left the country. Y'all don't travel, right? So there's certain things that felons can and can't do. We get that, right? One of those things is felons can't travel internationally, right, without some kind of restrictions or some kind of special thing. So you mean to tell me for 3 years you've been with a good man who treats you well and he's very handsome and very hardworking, but y'all go to Dorchester for vacation? Get you the fuck out of here with that logic. Every chick that I know to travel with their man, right? We all agree. We all go out of the country with our ladies, or we plan on doing so, right? So it's just one of those things you should know about the person you're with. Okay, let's put that to the side. We're gonna keep going. If you, bitch, I hope you don't have kids, right? Because if you have kids, one of the questions you should have asked him a long time ago, this kind of stuff, has a direct correlation to the safety of your child in the household, right? This nigga could have got a felony for child molestation, right? And now you bringing this nigga around your seed. Terrible parenting, right? So again, this bitch hasn't made a good decision yet.
So we're gonna throw this all on her.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because y'all told me, y'all said, Chuck, what they do before we get together don't matter. That's what y'all told me, right? So I said, okay, I understand it.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
You're insane. You're insane, bro. You're insane.
It does matter.
Fried chicken. You are fried.
That's what y'all told me. I had a certain. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, and I said no, the bitch can't have 100 bodies, and y'all said, Chuck, what she did before you doesn't matter. I said, okay, I'll remember that.
Are we
but see, you know that she has 100 bodies before you, though.
You comparing 100 bodies to fucking.
You niggas told me. Y'all said, Chuck, you can't ask that, right?
I don't like it here.
You said, Chuck, don't ask that question. And I said, why not? I want to learn. I want to know who I'm getting involved with. Y'all said, nah, Chuck, you can't ask that. You look like a bitch. Knock it off.
Yeah,
I said, okay.
Yo, you know what? The book dropped today. You know what I'm saying? You feeling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You in a whole other platform right now. You ain't even on Earth with us right now, cuz you somewhere else. You on another planet right now. Cuz there is no way in the history of man that 3 years in a relationship, right? Again, everybody's different. But there's no way you're not having those kind of conversations prior to that in a relationship. So there's to me, again, there's no way that she might have made some mistakes, right? But there's no way that the brunt of this entire thing falls really on her lap. There's no way. There's no way. Well, like, as a man, what are you doing? What are you forthcoming about or talking about during that conversation?
Exactly.
She's leading every single thing, every conversation. You're not talking anything about yourself or anything like that. Like, you're only just sitting back listening to her tell you shit. You're not talking about anything at all. Like, you're not forthcoming with anything.
So you mean
has to ask you to get
I don't buy that.
this
You
stuff
mean to tell
out of you?
You mean to tell me that dudes don't? That's bullshit. So we all know dudes who would rather not talk about something in the early stages of a relationship just so they can get with a chick. Let's keep it 100. We know that, right?
Yeah.
So if this chick has come across as kind of uppity, she might be like, oh my God, Jail, what are you talking about? I'm confused. If she's that, okay, we ain't talking about that right now. We
don't know in this scenario. Going by what you just said, though, there's not enough information to really like lay everything on her lap.
What are you talking about? I just listed you seven reasons why she's wrong.
No way. Because there's no way that the man in this situation, you're telling me he's just sitting back and just letting her dictate everything at all. He's not saying nothing. He's just kind of sitting back and, oh, baby, you're not going to ask something going on with the flow. Again, this is 3 years in a relationship. This isn't 3 months. This is 3 years in. 3 years, I mean, like, there's no way, like, you don't have an idea or even know about that part of someone's life. where you haven't even asked those questions, or you know, he should just come out and say, hey, years ago, this is what happened. Again, unless you have something to hide, unless you're hiding something, why would you be forthcoming with that kind of stuff if you had a past, if you got arrested for something, blah, blah, whatever the case may be. If it's not nothing, again, child related or anything like that, why wouldn't you say it? I don't know.
think it's that. I think a lot of women have a stigma or idea about a man who's been in prison, right? If you ask any one of our ladies, they'll be like, yeah, that might not be my preference, right? And whether that's good or bad, women have that kind of preference. He fell for this chick. He might have even got the inclination that she ain't about dating a felon. Maybe he felt, you know, some kind of way about his imprisonment. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he felt like, nah, you know, like I fucked it up on me. There's a shame he might have felt. You see what I'm saying? So maybe that's not something you want to delve into. What he's done in the last 3 years, he's been with her. He's been a stand-up nigga. He go to work, he work hard, he treat her right. For 3 years, he been treating her right. You see what I'm saying? His history, regardless. So now y'all saying, nah, like his history, he got to come clean. Why? When y'all been telling me all along, your history is irrelevant. It's only about what we do that counts. Now it's different. Now the rules are different.
No, the rules ain't different. I think it comes down to if your past affects our future. So Shorty can have as many bodies as she wants, as long as she's not carrying nothing from those acts. To me, it's not affecting me.
Yeah, but okay. So during their 3 years together, she hasn't been affected. Had she applied for that apartment by herself, she wouldn't have been affected.
But she's going forward with this guy, though. So why wouldn't she include him on everything that she's going with going forward? Maybe she sees him as a guy that she wants to marry, she wants to be with. I want to spend my life with this guy. So why wouldn't I, you know what I'm saying, like find out about stuff because, hey, I want to get a house, I want to get an apartment, I want to do these things right there. You know what I'm saying? And all that doesn't fall totally on the responsibility of just her.
None of those things are off the table because of his felony. You see what I'm saying? She can still get a house. She can still get married. She can still be with a man who's treated her right for 3 years. She can still do all
again, it may not be grounds for dismissal for her at that point, but it's absolutely a conversation to have because going forward, if she's gonna apply for more apartments or whatever, he's gonna be involved. The same thing is gonna keep coming up. So you might as well at that point, hey, listen, just lay everything out on the table. I'm just saying, what are you holding back for? You know what I'm saying? Like again, 2 grown people, no one responsibility falls on one person in any situation in my mind. It's just
I don't see that either.
I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like there's some things that homie could have just, came out. Listen, man. So you don't gotta deal with that stuff in the end. Like, you know, if the shit may come out, bro, just come out, you know, like just say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like meet it head on. Don't wait for the shit to come to you, dog. Meet it head on. You look better when you're forthcoming with some shit versus sitting back waiting for it to come out and affect the relationship. Then you gotta explain yourself and say, hey, but again, at that point, and you could have been like, you might not have did some shit that was crazy, but the fact that you weren't forthcoming with it makes it seem like you got something to hide.
But I have a question to that, though. I have a question to that.
Go ahead,
Little.
Did she go ahead and do this on her own without his knowledge of this?
Yeah.
Based on the letter, I mean, does it say that?
It says 2 months ago, I decided to move forward in the process of getting us an apartment.
I think that's wording though. Like, it doesn't say that they didn't have a conversation about it. It just says I decided.
Well, no, but the thing about that is, see, because first of all, I don't just give my social security card number to anybody. Now, if I'm giving you my number and you're going, if I'm giving you my number, I need to know why I'm giving you my number.
She's not anybody. She's been your girl for 3 years. She's not just anybody.
Y'all would have had to talk about it, though.
True.
Okay, so
that means have a conversation about it.
So that means he's in the wrong. That means he's in the wrong because then he should have known that she was gonna go do that.
Right. That's the.
I don't know. I'm taking the letter at face value. She didn't indicate that she thought this through with him. And that was one of my problems with her. Like, yo, you got to sit down and have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? You just, 2 months ago, I decided. Okay, if you decided that, I get to envision that you went down to the office, you filled out the paperwork, you did all this, you got the response back from the landlord saying this.
Yo, bro, as you say, you love to use common sense. Common sense would tell you in that scenario, there's no way any female is doing that without consulting with someone she's been dating with for 3 years.
No, bullshit.
No way.
You give females.
And they haven't talked about it at all? No fucking way.
No
way.
You give females too much credit. I think for sure they'll be like, yo, baby, look, surprise. I got us a place. Here's your key. So, yeah, knock it off.
I don't play it. Then you know what? That's on the individual of the man too. Because there's just no way. I'm not gonna know that. I'm not getting no surprises like that. I'm not getting those kind of surprises.
So y'all telling me the dude is the villain?
I'm not saying nobody's the villain. I'm saying if it's equal, it's gonna be 50-50 on both sides. It's no one more person is in the wrong than the other. Like, she doesn't have the bulk of this because he wasn't forthcoming with some shit. Like, you're outside your mind, bro. You're outside your mind.
Y'all change the rules on me, brother, and that's ridiculous. We talked about credit, and y'all said, "Oh, I'm not worried about her credit. I'll fix it. I can deal with it. If that's her past, we'll be able to move forward and fix it together." We talked about the sexual partners. Y'all said, "Don't worry about the past." Now, in this case, my nigga's like, "Yo, I'm not gonna bring up the past. I'm gonna be great to you from now till then." And y'all like, "Oh no, you should have brought the past. You should have been quiet." Get the fuck out of here.
But
and y'all yell at me about double standards. I like the rules to be black and white.
Again, it doesn't necessarily mean they didn't have the conversation, right? But I just don't feel like the sole responsibility falls on one individual.
Not in this situation.
The sole responsibility of what?
Of being forthcoming with something. If you've been in a relationship for 3 years, like, there's no way at no point y'all that these type of conversations never happen. Living together, or what's your living situation like? There's no way in 3 years. Like, what are we talking about? What age are we talking about? Are we talking about 21-year-olds? Or are we talking about, like, at our age, 30s to late 40s? It's a different mindset thinking it that. Yeah. There's no way in 3 years they're not talking about that kind of stuff, bro. You know, off the rip, like, you know these things.
Well, I think there are cases where a dude might not want to talk about that because the woman might have preconceived notions. I do understand. Just like, well, so again, y'all don't want to compare apples to apples. You see what I'm saying? Like, just like if I had 1,000 bodies, if I was doing porn before I got with my wife, I might not want to tell her that. Like, I'm moving on. I'm clean now. I'm on the street now. I'm doing things right. That's all I got to be concerned with. So why are we talking about my past? I'm out here. I'm hard working. I'm doing what you need me to do.
Because it affects your future. Because it affects your future.
But it doesn't. They can still. We just talked about this. They can still get married. They can still get an apartment. They can still do all those things. It's gonna have to be in her name. Okay.
That's fine.
Right. But this first
she doesn't know that.
So this is another episode where Aunt, Jermaine, and Stimmy are all wrong about the topic. Obviously, we want to hear about what y'all think. Y'all can jump in those comments and we can talk some more about it in the watch party. But it's like I always say, I think the Sparring Minds rule number one, like, if you agree with Chuck, you're normally in the right. Like, you're normally looking at things in the right ways.
I quit. I hate it here.
Tim, you got a mirror time for us, brother? We just been talking this shit, like just shooting the shit. You got a mirror time? Get us out of here, man.
Yeah, I do have a mirror time. The best thing to spend on your relationship is time, conversation, understanding, and honesty. And that's how we'll get out of here with that. And take us on out, man.
Word.
Love of a lifetime.
All 4 cups, Sparring minds.
Already.
Every king will be crowned.
Oh, I like that Hustle T-shirt. You don't think I ain't see it.
Oh, you peep that? Little something.
Don't think I ain't peeped it. Nah, I see it. I see how you doing it.
This marathon shit, so let's see who first to the finish. If it's less than 100 racks, it don't deserve your attention. Burdens come with it. My second test was serving a sentence. My first was make a brick jump like it was hurdling fences.